Morning Edition, Police Commissioner reveals policing plans for the new year. The Minister of Health speaks to the effects of mold. And the Humane Society wants you to adopt a pet.
It's going to be a beautiful day for the men of Phi Beta Sigma around the world. Good morning to all of you. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Morning Edition. Thank you so much for waking up with us. And joining us live here on the Morning Edition to tell us how things are shaping up weather-wise is forecaster Greg Thompson. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, LaDawn, and good morning, everybody. As you mentioned, a beautiful day expected around the islands. We do have a frontal boundary that's moving through the area and another one that's going to be reinforcing the cooler air. But outside the studios, beautiful conditions. The seas are kind of calm right now, but those winds expected to pick up. So the boating conditions will be going downhill across the northwest Bahamas. Satellite-wise, just a couple of spotty showers, and notice the first frontal boundary making its way through the northern islands. But this is the other one that's going to be ushering the nice cool change. And as I mentioned, some nice cool temperatures expected behind the system as it continues to push into our area. Temperature-wise right now, 66 across Grand Bahama, Freeport, Abaco. We pick up the 70s, low 70s, Alistown, Bimini 74, 73 in Bullocks Harbor, over in Marsh Harbor, you guys at 72, 72 here in the capital as well. 73 in Harbor Island, the central Bahamas, temperatures also in the low to mid 70s there, with 73s in Staniel Key, Kemps Bay, Rock Sound, you guys at 75. We pick up more 75s in Arthurstown, Cat Island, Copentown, San Salvador, and in Rum Key, as well as Georgetown. More 70s across the southeast Bahamas, but a little warmer. 75s, Colonel Hill, Crooked Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, Duncantown, Ragged Island, Betsy Bay, Spring Point, Acklands, our neighbors of the southeast, Tricks and Caicos Islands, 77, and deep south Inagua, you guys are in the upper 70s. That's the first check at weather. More weather still to come.
Thanks a lot, Greg. Meanwhile, traffic reporter Sieska Adderley is standing by to tell us what we can expect on our streets. Good morning, Sieska.
Good morning. This morning's traffic report, we're coming to you live from the East-West Highway, just outside the traffic division, and we're talking speeding. Now, it's nothing new, but we are all guilty of it, unfortunately. And here to talk about speeding and the impact that it has on your morning commute, just your commute in general, is Sergeant Crestania Johnson. Good morning, Sergeant Johnson. How are you?
A pleasant good morning to you, and a pleasant good morning, Bahamas. Like we just witnessed a short while ago, whenever it comes to speed, we always have to consider the fact that things happen out of the blue. We just witnessed a vehicle that was traveling, say, about 20 miles per hour, and the vehicle that was coming behind it traveling, say, about 40 miles per hour. Remember, it's the combination speed that is very important when it comes to collisions. When these vehicles hit, if the vehicles were to hit, the combination speed would cause the vehicle to now be traveling at 60 miles per hour. If you are not supporting a seatbelt, and these vehicles come into contact with each other, that means now that your body is still traveling at 60 miles per hour within that vehicle. So the combination speed along with you not wearing your seatbelt, this causes an additional injury, additional problems when you're inside your vehicle. So speed is continually causing us issues as it pertains to in our regular commute. So we're just asking everybody to please abide by the speed limit. The highest speed limit in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas is 45 miles per hour. Believe it or not, it's 45 miles per hour, and that's really on the highways. And you see that outlines with the signs that they have. So please, if you need to get somewhere, you can travel that area, get it there on time, leave it a bit earlier to avoid traveling at these high rates of speed.
So, Sergeant Johnson, just speak to, I guess, the importance of taking into consideration this combination speed, because like you said, even at some points you could be at a complete standstill and someone can hit you from behind, right?
Okay, we find that, say you're waiting in traffic, we have bumper-to-bumper traffic, so you're there sitting in traffic and a vehicle comes behind you who's not paying attention. That vehicle hits you from behind. You have injuries like whiplash, you have all types of different injuries that may result from this accident. You may not be moving, but because that vehicle is coming at you and that vehicle hits that vehicle, once it hits your vehicle, it propels both you and your vehicle. It sends you forward. So this also contributes to, again, like I said, added injuries that you probably weren't expecting. Your body wasn't expecting that initial shock. So speed contributes to so many negative things. So we're advising as much as possible to slow down, Bahamas. Slow down. Let's drive to arrive alive.
And with our seatbelts, am I
And
correct?
with your seatbelts securely fastened.
All right, thank you so much, Sergeant Crestania Johnson from the Traffic Division, telling us the impact of speed. This morning we learned something new, the combination of your speed. So make sure when you get in your vehicle, not only are you driving at the speed limit, but also factor in other drivers. Back to you in the studio, LaDawn.
Thanks a lot, Sieska. The nation's top cop, Commissioner Anthony Ferguson, revealing that the policing plan for the year is being finalized, with no major changes in that plan expected to take place. The commissioner said the policing plan will be made available to the public pretty soon.
In accordance with Section 9 of the Police Act 2009, my policing plan for 2019 is near completion and will be submitted to the Minister of National Security to be tabled in Parliament before its release. It is very important that I tell you that because I want you to recognize that we follow the law. There will be no major changes in my 2019 policing plan, as my 2018 policing plan is still relevant. It works and is yielding desired results and more.
The commissioner says officers will be more aggressive in their efforts to reduce crime and the fear of crime this year.
With the recent new addition of officers and the deployment of new vehicles, you can expect to see a higher number of officers moving about on the streets to promote a level of security and to send clear messages to criminal elements that no longer will they be allowed to disrupt our communities, and that we will no longer, and there will be no hiding place for them. In other words, they will feel the presence of the police.
Recent statistics released by police focuses on firearm and drug enforcement. Police have worked in collaboration with other agencies to address both areas. Jimenita Swain reports.
Illegal firearms still proving a challenge for police. In the last year, Commissioner of Police Anthony Ferguson says police removed hundreds of illegal firearms off the streets, but he admits there are many more.
We'll see is 285 illegal firearms and 6,254 rounds of ammunition from our streets. We know that this does not represent half of the illegal firearms that are in this country and are in the wrong hands. One would just look at the numbers of armed robberies, the ones that we use with guns. If you count those, then it simply means that even in there, the amount of guns recovered.
Those figures speak to 206 pistols, 33 revolvers, 16 rifles, 28 shotguns, and 2 imitation weapons.
We have also prevented persons from reaching the Bahamas with the whole shipments of firearms. So a lot of things we do in partnering internationally, locally, and we will continue to do those things, and that is reflected in my 2019 policing plan.
But he says assistance from the public can help in the fight to remove illegal weapons from the streets.
Are there people on the streets or in public who know that somebody have an illegal firearm? Absolutely. In most cases, you find when people drive in a vehicle, there's be more than one person in the car. You mean to tell me that nobody else know that a gun rest, they can't see the gun resting right on only the police could come and then see where they stick it resting right on the ground there? Nobody tell the police nothing until something happened to them. And that's why it's so important that we encourage one another. We may love people, We may love people, but we always have to remember that there's a day that we could be sad.
The commissioner also provided an overview of drug seizures by officers of the Drug Enforcement Unit. Just last month, police arrested a Canadian man at the Lynden Pinling International Airport after allegedly discovering 9.5 pounds of heroin in his possession shortly after he arrived in the capital on an international flight. 1,666 persons were arrested by DEU. 1,039 cases were prosecuted.
We have uprooted marijuana fields with over 8,439 plants and seized 10,292 pounds of marijuana, 183 pounds of cocaine. While the seizures may not be in large quantities as decades ago, there are still persons who are using the Bahamas as transshipment points, particularly in the southern and northern Bahamas.
Now, while police seized almost 300 illegal weapons off the streets, the commissioner agrees that still too many illegal weapons exist in great numbers, but he's appealing to members of the public to report where they do see illegal weapons present. Jimenita Swain, ZNS Network News.
The issue of mold infestation continues to make news after several schools and government buildings were affected. ZNS News sat down with Minister of Health, Dr. the Honorable Dwayne Sands, who revealed some of the health challenges one could experience if they are a victim of mold.
Many people in the Bahamas suffer from asthma, and mold will sometimes exacerbate respiratory symptoms. So people can get a runny nose, they can get some sinusitis symptoms. Some people can get worsening of their asthma because of sensitivity to mold spores, or some people actually have allergic responses to mold.
The health minister says many government structures, homes, and buildings are historically challenged with maintenance and air conditioning issues that causes mold due to the moist environment. However, he gave some suggestions persons can do to avoid and/or treat mold infections.
First thing you want to do is eliminate moisture in the home, the building, the school, whatever. Improve the ventilation. Remove as much of the mold. If it's a small amount, it's something that you can do safely. If it's a large amount, then you need an expert to do it. The most common types of fungal infections that we see, and we see thousands of these per year, thrush or candidiasis in the genital urinary region.
Prime Minister Dr. the Most Honorable Humane Menace will serve as the keynote speaker at the Bahamas Business Outlook 2019, scheduled for next Thursday, January 17th at the Bahama Resort. The conference themed Connecting Resources, Maximizing Opportunities, Transforming the Bahamas has a good lineup of speakers to include Shavargo Lang, Dave Smith, John Cox, and Dr. Robin Roberts. It will also have discussions on small business development and industry insights with architects and engineers. Bahamas Business Outlook is organized by the Counselors Limited and over the years has expanded into the Family Islands. And with a stroke of the brush, Bahamian celebrity artist Jamal Roll is on the move. That and more when the Morning Edition comes right back. Welcome back to the Morning Edition. If you are looking for something to do this weekend, celebrity artist Jamal Roll might be in a position to help. Stroke, a 3-day event put on by the artist, takes place this weekend, and we know he never disappoints. On Friday, there will be an exhibition of his work at the Fish Fry. Then on Saturday, Bahamians can come out and sip and stroke at a paint party, and then on Sunday, there will be a special presentation of live art and entertainment. The Saturday and Sunday events are at the Ocean Club. The Stroke Weekend promises to be a magical one. But with the facilities at the Bahamas Humane Society near capacity, Inspector Valentino Armely is appealing to members of the public to come in and adopt an animal and lessen the strain on the facility. He says some 350 to 400 cats and dogs are currently at the facility, and while people keep bringing more animals, adoptions at this time are low.
Enough space for that much. But sometimes, we used to be overlapped, so we used to have them in the building, in crates, take them out, take them for a walk. We are asking people to come and adopt a dog, and we are asking people to try neuter and spay your dog, because it's so important to have your dog neuter and spay, because if you really look at it, right now if you look at it on the road, you won't see much dogs, because we had a program going on where you would come in and neuter your dogs for like $20, $30. Like on Sundays, but now people are doing it, but we are right now overloaded with dogs, cats. Come and adopt a dog.
Armely says the facility is in dire need of more volunteers. He says supplies are also needed and made an appeal to the public to give them what they can.
We'd like for you to donate towels to us, dog food, cat food. Whatever it is you could donate to us to help us with the feeding of the animals, because it costs us plenty of money to feed these animals nowadays.
Fisher, now I understand on your vacation you were walking your dog. Are you going to adopt any more pets?
No, I know that. Can you adopt me? 2019
No, I can't adopt
start
you.
to the year. You know, some of your girls like call us. Those animals. So yeah, I'm looking for someone to adopt me in 2019. It's been a really rough year so far. And like you said yesterday, that is far out.
So what's coming
up in sports? But Buddy Hield and DeAndre Ayton, they were back on court last night. The two went at it. This was round 2 of that big heavyweight matchup.
And I see you're wearing your blue for...
I'm feeling blue today, and this was the closest thing to ironing, and so I got up late this morning, and this was all. There's nothing about the blue founders or the blue this or the blue this, the blue that. It's just I'm feeling blue today, and you, Keisha, and Jiminita didn't want to let me wear no red, so I had to put on this blue.
That story and more ahead in sports.
Good morning once again. No sleep last night because it was round 2 of the NBA Bahamian matchup was in front of my television too. Round 2 of the Buddy Hield and the Sacramento Kings versus DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns, going to Ayton and the Suns this time. 115-111 last time the two Bahamians met on the hardwood. The Kings stumped the Suns 122-105 in Phoenix this time around. Ayton with 17 points, 12 rebounds, while Buddy had 16. They were playing on back-to-back nights. Ayton and the Suns now will play on back-to-back nights. They face Dallas tonight while the Kings are off and play Detroit on Thursday. Good showing by our boys last night. Aisha Shepard looking to put an injury-plagued 2018 behind her. It's all about making some noise this year for the women's tennis team at Chicago State University.
Last year I was injured. I had a wrist injury and I was off for like 4 months in my season in college for the full spring semester, and so I even recuperated in the summer, and now I'm back. And I was playing hard in the fall season that few months ago, and I'm just back. I just can't wait. I'm eager to get back on the court and compete. It was hard both physically and mentally because I had to do therapy for like 4 months, and mentally it was like depressing that I couldn't play tennis and I couldn't, you know, stay fit and compete, and you know, but now I'm back and ready to go. Right now, skill-wise, my serve and volley is working great for me. My forehand has gotten better, my backhand is still improving, but all around my fitness is great. I'm back in shape. I want to make my record better. I wanted because I was out for 4 months, so technically I didn't have the full college experience as a freshman, and so this year I want to show all I got. I just want to give it my all and compete.
Good to see her back. Co-founder and organizer Todd Isaacs pulling off another competitive and exciting Don't Blink Home Run Derby over the weekend. He spoke about where he goes from here.
Right now I'm just continuing to enjoy my off season, continue to work out and train, and you know, once the time gets closer I start to lock in and focus in on what I have to accomplish this season.
What are your goals for the season?
Stay healthy, number one. Stay healthy, to have a good year, to win a championship with whatever squad I'm on, and just to help my team win, you know, get closer to the major leagues and one day help the major league team win.
So my time for sports on this Wednesday. I'm Charles Fisher. Weather follows the break. Good morning once again. No sleep last night because it was round 2 of the NBA Bahamian matchup was in front of my television too. Round 2 of the Buddy Hield and the Sacramento Kings versus DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns, going to Ayton and the Suns this time. 115-111 last time the two Bahamians met on the hardwood. The Kings stumped the Suns 122-105 in Phoenix this time around. Ayton with 17 points, 12 rebounds, while Buddy had 16. They were playing on back-to-back nights. Ayton and the Suns now will play on back-to-back nights. They face Dallas tonight while the Kings are off and play Detroit on Thursday. Good showing by our boys last night. Aisha Shepard looking to put an injury-plagued 2018 behind her. It's all about making some noise this year for the women's tennis team at Chicago State University.
Last year I was injured. I had a wrist injury and I was off for like 4 months in my season in college for the full spring semester, and so I even recuperated in the summer, and now I'm back. And I was playing hard in the fall season that a few months ago, and I'm just back. I just can't wait. I'm eager to get back on the court and compete. It was hard, both physically and mentally, because I had to do therapy for like 4 months, and mentally it was like depressing that I couldn't play tennis and I couldn't, you know, stay fit and compete, and, you know, but now I'm back and ready to go. Right now, skill-wise, my serve and volley is working great for me. My forehand has gotten better, my backhand is still improving, but all around my fitness is great. I'm back in shape. I want to make my record better. Because I was out for 4 months, so technically I didn't have the full college experience as a freshman, and so this year I want to show all I got. I just want to give it my all and compete.
Good to see her back. Co-founder and organizer Todd Isaacs pulling off another competitive and exciting Don't Blink Home Run Derby over the weekend. He spoke about where he goes from here.
Right now I'm just continuing to enjoy my off season, continue to work out and train, and, you know, once the time gets closer I start to lock in and focus in on what I have to accomplish this season.
What are your goals for the season?
Stay healthy, number one. Stay healthy, to have a good year, to win a championship with whatever squad I'm on, and just to help my team win, you know, get closer to the major leagues and one day help the major league team win.
So my time for sports on this Wednesday. I'm Charles Fisher. Weather follows the break.
Well, now, final check of weather, we take a look at satellite. We do have a frontal boundary moving across central Florida. That will be moving in here. That actually will be bringing some nice cooler air mass. We do have a cool morning starting out there. Temperature in the 60s. We expect those temperatures to even dip further lower than that as that frontal boundary pushes into our area. Boating forecast for tonight, today through tonight, northwest and north winds at 10 to 15 knots across the northwest and central islands. Seas 2 to 4 feet. Be a high tide and your low tide there, 9:46 this morning. And then in the southeast Bahamas, east to southeasterly flow 10 to 15 knot seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Today, we do have that frontal boundary making its way in here, so we do expect a couple of passing showers across mainly the northwest Bahamas. 81 for your high today. And tonight, we're looking at mainly clear skies once that boundary gets through our area, and those temperatures will take a dip into the 60s, 67 expect here in the capital. And your 7-day outlook, 76s for the next 2 days as that frontal boundary gets in here. Cool air mass in here, then we start to warm up on the weekend, and then we take another dip in temperatures as another frontal boundary moves into our area. LaDawn?
Thanks a lot, Greg, and happy Founders Day to my brothers, the men of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. It's simply a blue thing. And that does it for the morning edition. Thanks for waking up with us. Please join us this evening at 6 o'clock for our 2-hour newscast. I'm LaDawn Davis. Have a great day, everyone.